Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for popping back in with me for today's edition of Pop In with Dr. Stretch. As you know, I am completing my celebration of Women's History Month with a special guest today. And um, to reintroduce you, in case this is your first visit with me, I'm Dr. Benita Anderson, founder of Stretch Educational Training and Support. To learn more about me, visit me at www.stretchyourschool.com. Now, for today, as you know, I'm continuing celebrating influential women. Today's focus is on health and wellness education. My guest is an expert in all those areas, and she's just going to be share. I'm going to ask her to share a little bit today with you about what she does in general. There's quite a bit here, so we'll do what we can in 15 minutes. Thank you, Sue, for being here to join me.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, introduce us to who you are. What do you do? What do you like to do?
Well, my name is Sue Johnson, and I love my job. So that's number one. That's where I spend most of my time. But I also love to travel. I have 3 dogs, so I, keep busy with them. But mostly it's my job. Yeah.
I didn't realize you're a dog lover. How about
I
that?
am. Yes.
Okay, well, some of the things that I've learned about you, Sue, is first of all, can you touch on your background in education? Most of my viewers know, and you know that that is my whole passion, my whole life, and
Yes.
probably will be. So just touch a little bit on that.
Well, my background is I have my undergraduate from North Central College in Naperville in education, elementary education, so K through 12. And then I have my graduate degree from National Louis University in curriculum development for early childhood education. So I did teach for a few years. I taught at-risk pre-kindergarten for the town of Oswego in Illinois. And my job was to take the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds and, through the process of the preschool experience, make sure that there were children that if they needed special ed, they would be, tested for that. And then the other kids would be streamlined into regular classrooms. So I had anywhere from, I had autistic children. I had children who spoke a second language. I had children who had health issues. And so I would teach 2 classes a day and make sure that those kids were put into the system where they needed to be in the system. If they needed special ed, they'd go to special ed, but most of them were mainstreamed into regular classrooms.
That's very interesting to me. When I met Sue or had some time to speak with her, I really didn't know that this was her background. So I find it interesting that fast forward several years, and this is where as she said, this is where she spends her life now, and this is what she's dedicated to. So let's talk about what you do currently.
Well, currently I'm the executive director of Franciscan Health and Fitness Center in Chicago Heights. And how that came about was I was teaching and I was also working part-time because as a teacher 20 years ago, just the salary wasn't as great, as it could be for teaching. So I also worked at Edward Health and Fitness Center. That's where I started my career because I couldn't get a job teaching when I came out. There was a glut of teachers in the late 80s when I graduated. So I started working at Edward Health and Fitness Center in Naperville. I ran their child care center in their fitness center. So then actually that hospital sent me back to school to get my master's for early childhood education. So I would open up a daycare center for the hospital employees. And that just never happened, but it did make me get my degree. So that was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, I got pregnant right away and, because I had just been married. And so, I was able to bring my son with me to work. So that job at the fitness center was wonderful, because I was able to take him with me every day. So then as he got older and I finished my master's degree, I decided, I wanted to be in the school district where he was. So that's why I taught school for a while. And then I worked at Rush Copley because that was closer to my house, Rush Copley Healthplex, and I did sales there for them. And there were months I made more there than I made in my full-time teaching job. So I was there like 2 days a week. So, so then they kept asking me to take another job, and finally they offered me a director position in Tennessee. I went to Tennessee and became the director of the club there, St. Mary's. And then that's where I just decided to stay. And then my mom became ill, so I moved back here and they transferred me out here to this club. So, and that's 20 years ago. I've been here 20 years. So it's been a
Oh,
wonderful move for me.
congratulations. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. Very good. Now, uh, I know that you, I guess, well, being a member there and spending quite a bit of time there myself, I know that that job requires, seems to be one that requires knowledge in a lot of different areas. So as I'm kind of observing and watching you, what does that look like? Or let's just go straight, fast forward to this whole COVID thing. How has that, how are we doing? How are you doing with that as we go through the hopefully recovery phase of it? Are things looking up for you?
They're starting to, yeah. It's been taking a while because, then there was the mandate that came out that only vaccinated people could be here. So we were on a steady increase, and then we sort of lost another 300 people again. So we're still not near where we were, before COVID, but it's getting better every month. I think people sat around a lot because they couldn't go anywhere. So they're realizing that that hurt their health. Even if they didn't get COVID, it was hurting their health to not be moving and exercising. And, it changed we did do a lot of Zoom classes during COVID, but that's not the same as coming in. I mean, if you wanted to
Absolutely.
do a Zoom class, people would be in great shape all the time. I mean, a
Right,
lot of
right.
coming to a gym is the friends they make, the classes that they take that they enjoy, the instructors, just
Yes,
being in the club is a lot different than trying to take a class at home. So, we sort of have stopped the Zoom classes because we really do want people to come back into the facility. We're
yes.
still doing some social distancing. We're not requiring vaccines anymore. We're telling people, we're strongly recommending that they mask when they work out, but we're not requiring it.
Mhm.
Our staff does have to be masked at all times because we're a hospital-based center. So, yeah, it's hurt every business. So I can't cry and say it's just our business. It really has
Absolutely.
hurt a lot of businesses, and we're
Yes,
trying to get back on our feet now.
yes, yes. Well, I want to say, before we leave this segment of our time here, I appreciate everything that you do there and how things are operated. I am uh, uh, did we say where we are? We're at yeah, you said that,
Mhm,
Franciscan Fitness in Chicago Heights.
mhm.
I'm sort of a groupie, I guess you could call me, or what do you call
You're
that? A
here all the
fan?
time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a fan, and I say that to say I appreciate the work that you do and how you lead your staff in terms of everything. Pretty much as possible, every need is met one way or another.
And
From my
listen, it's my staff. I mean, I couldn't do it. You can't do it unless you have a good staff, and I have a wonderful staff.
Well, we appreciate you. I know I can speak for more than just myself when I say we appreciate you. I'm going to do a quick shift here. I want to learn more about you outside of, or I guess kind of in conjunction with what you do for Franciscan.
Yes. So I have my own business. It's called SJ Medical Fitness.
Mhm.
So this hospital has used a management company to run this business since it opened. So it started with Lakeshore. Lakeshore went out of business, then Medical Fitness took it over, and then they lost the contract. So then I went ahead and started my own business. So it could be a seamless operation and everybody wouldn't have lost their job. So, and it worked out really well. And very happy that it did work out, and the hospital is wonderful to work with. So I'm lucky,
Mhm.
that they were able to just switch it over to, if you work for a hospital, you're under all of their regulations, and it just is harder to run our kind of business. Like, to hire somebody, our process is a lot shorter than the hospital process. And everybody goes through the hospital process. So it works
Okay.
out better,
Mhm.
for this hospital to run it through SJ Medical Fitness than to run it themselves. So,
Oh, okay.
but I still report to the hospital. I still run everything, through the hospital. But it's just set up a little bit different, and the benefits and everything come through SJ Medical Fitness through the hospital. Um, So it's just sort of a pass-through company kind of thing. So it works out really well.
And another skill, I guess it's a part, I don't know if it's a part of SJ Medical Fitness, but one of the services that you provide, what is the laser type? Can you talk a little bit about
Yes.
that?
About 2007. So about 13 years ago, we opened up a spa as part of it's a department of the fitness center.
Mhm.
And I've always been interested in that. I did it at my last club. So I did learn how to do the laser, and I got certified to be a laser tech. So I do the laser hair removal. I do microneedling. It's called Vivace. I do the hydrofacials in there. Right now, we don't have an esthetician because we weren't able to do a 60-minute facial with someone sitting, unmasked for 60 minutes.
Yes.
So right now we don't have waxing or regular facials until we have enough, people here again. We're not getting a lot of requests for it. We are getting requests for facials. And so we lowered the price of the hydrofacial, and I'm doing those now. So that's a really fun part of my job. I enjoy that a lot.
Well, again, I have had the opportunity to take advantage of some of those services too, and I certainly appreciate you. So I want to let you know I definitely appreciate your time today. I hope my viewers have enjoyed learning about someone who, in my opinion, is definitely an influential and phenomenal woman. Like I said, I watch her when she doesn't know I'm watching, and I pay attention to how things are operated at Franciscan, and I'm thoroughly, like I said, impressed, and just communicate the way the communication takes place there. Everything is pretty much, needs are met, and I do give, she says she give, I mean, obviously her staff is a big part of it, but leadership is leadership, and nothing operates without the adequate leadership. So I want to say we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Any last words?
No, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk, and I enjoy seeing you every day.
Thank you for being with us. And for my viewers, don't forget, if you have any questions, or you want have any questions for me, or anything you'd like for me to reach out to any of my guests for further information, you can reach me at stretchyourschool@gmail.com, or you can learn more about what I actually do. This was just a project for the month to celebrate Women's History Month, but what my business actually does, check me out at www.stretchyourschool.com and click on About My Services. And there are also some testimonials on there from my previous clients. Last but not least, let's connect. All right, connect with me. I'm on all 4 of these platforms, and here you can see the handles, or that I use to be reached. So I hope you will all join me, connect with me. Let's say hi, and let's share some information. All right, let's make it a great day. And thanks again, Sue.
Thank you.